Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're actually going to just skip the standard agenda and jump right into one of the most absolutely fascinating urban mysteries in Northern Europe. We are looking at a really wild story of shifting identities, some pretty harsh poetry, and how time can literally rewrite a city's entire legacy.
Okay, let's dive into this because, honestly, it is a massive visual paradox. I mean, when you think of Norway, you probably think of, fjords, Vikings, lots of snow, maybe a moose or a polar bear. You definitely don't think of a tropical jungle cat roaming through the freezing streets. And yet, the tiger is inextricably linked to Norway's capital.
If you travel to Oslo today, the very first thing greeting you as you step out of the central transit hub at Jernbanetorget is this massive, 4.5-meter-long bronze tiger. It was crafted by the Norwegian sculptor Elena Ingelsson, and it just stands there, proud, right in the heart of the city. But how on earth did this stunning piece of art end up here? Well, to figure that out, we have to unravel a bit of a historical mystery.
Part 1. A brutal literary insult.
To really get this, we need to travel back over 150 years to 1870. And the origins of this whole connection? They are surprisingly negative. The renowned Norwegian poet Bjørnstjerne Bjørnson wrote a poem called Siste Sang, which translates to The Last Song. And this brilliantly illustrates a powerful, contrasting metaphor he created. He pitted a horse, representing the safe, naive, warm countryside, against a tiger, which he used to symbolize the dangerous, brutal, completely unfeeling city of Oslo, which, by the way, was known as Christiania back then.
Bjørnson used this imagery of a totally vicious fight between these two animals to heavily criticize the capital. He basically viewed the city as this ruthless, predatory place, a sort of crapsack world, full of dangers and temptations that would mercilessly attack and consume the innocent rural people who migrated there just looking for a better life. The tiger, to him, was the ultimate symbol of urban cruelty.
Just listen to this translated excerpt from the poem. He writes, "I heard once of a festival in Spain. A country horse was led into the ring, next to tiger from its cage. Who won in the end? I do not know. For this country horse am I." You can really feel the literary sting there, right? Bjørnson's profound sympathy was entirely with that rural horse. So the phrase Tiger City, or Tigerstaden, was born not as a compliment, but as a really dire warning.
Part 2, Reclaiming the City's Identity.
But, history's funny. Words change, and so do the people who inherit them. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the concept of appropriated appellation. It's this fascinating cultural phenomenon where a group takes an insult thrown at them and over time just reclaims it as a total badge of honor. Oslo's citizens slowly flipped the script on Bjørnson's critique. And why? Well, honestly, because tigers are incredibly cool, powerful animals. So instead of feeling insulted, the city eventually just started to lean right into the nickname.
You can see how this evolved. Following Norway's independence from Sweden in 1905, the city underwent a massive nationalist resurgence. They even reclaimed their original indigenous Viking-era name, Oslo, dropping the Danish-imposed Christiania in 1925. This was a city truly taking charge of its identity. Fast forward to the year 2000, and that reclaimed identity was so strong that a physical tiger statue was actually welcomed for the millennium. Today, the term Tigerstaden is used with absolute pride.
Part 3, The Bronze Millennium Gift.
So the crucial point here is, how exactly did this abstract metaphor become a multi-ton bronze reality? Well, the year 2000 marked a massive milestone, Oslo's 1,000-year anniversary. The municipality was actively looking for ways to make the city feel exciting, dynamic, and forward-looking for the big celebrations. They needed a powerful symbol.
Enter the real estate company Eiendomsspar. They stepped up and gifted the city this huge tiger statue. It was one of those rare moments where a corporate gift, perfectly timed with the millennial celebration, forever anchored a 130-year-old literary concept right into physical reality. The city actively brought the term Tigerstaden back to the forefront, but this time completely on their own terms.
Interestingly enough, for the Jubilee year, there were actually several tiger sculptures placed all around the city, including a whole row of them near the city hall. But as the celebrations faded, those others were removed. So this incredible bronze beast at Jernbanetorget is actually the sole survivor. It now stands permanent guard right outside the city's main transit hub, greeting millions of travelers every single year.
Part 4, Oslo's beloved modern mascot.
Let's move to and see how this builds into the present day. How does the public actually interact with this imposing predator now? Well, today, it's undeniably one of Oslo's most photographed inhabitants. Locals use it all the time as a highly convenient meeting spot, saying, "Meet me at the Tiger" is super common. If you check modern TripAdvisory reviews, you'll see tourists marveling at how gorgeous it looks in the snow. And yeah, they are constantly climbing on the beast for selfies. It is completely transformed from a symbol of a cold, unfeeling metropolis into a welcoming mascot for a dynamic, warm, and highly international hub.
It really is amazing how time heals wounds, isn't it? What began as a 19th century poet's bitter warning about the dangers of the big city has evolved into a pure celebration of urban vibrancy. The Tiger of Oslo is living proof that a city's culture isn't dictated by its critics, but by the everyday people who live there and shape its future.
It really makes you think about the power of words and how identities can completely flip across generations. I'm going to leave you with this thought to ponder today. What insult could your own city reclaim as a badge of honor? Thank you so much for exploring this amazing piece of Oslo's history with me.